Holy shit, this is so fucking peak. Oh my god. Okay, so if you don't know, you obviously don't know. I don't post that much. Dragon's Dogma 2 is one of the best open world fantasy games I've ever played ever. And I know for some people that's a very low bar. For others, they see the potential this game has, and I'm not saying just from potential that this game is good. This game by itself, in my opinion, has been a really good experience. I've learned that playing games and making content for games can kind of take the fun out of simply just trying to enjoy the game itself. So I had to choose a game to just play without recording content for it. And that was Dragon's Dogma 2. It was so worth it, man. It was so worth it. Anyway, for the past year or years since this game came out, people were thirsting for a DLC or expansion of some kind. And every time someone mentioned it, like on a subreddit or on Twitter or some shit, it was called Cope. And low key, I was also coping hard. But I'm so glad for the cope. If you like Crimson Desert, you will like Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma 2. Here we go. Oh my god. I have not, okay. I'm sorry to pause. I have not 100%ed Dragon's Dogma 2 yet. Before this comes out, I need to do that. Or at least like beat all the enemies and shit like that and get all and just maximize my gear as best as I can before this comes out. Oh my fucking god. Okay, I want to see some new class stuff. New skills, conquer. Oh my god, yes. What was that?
Here and now.
A whip? Electric whip?
Over here, Master. I can help you out.
So pawns are more helpful in battle now when it comes to assisting your mobility and shit.
The truth behind Norgan's downfall is at hand. I can feel it.
Oh, I'm feeling it, bro. Holy fuck. Dude, that skill is so sick. There's the armor too that I saw. Wait, so you could actually attack now with the illusion class. Okay, so in Dragon's Dogma 2, there is like a smoke emitter class, which is more illusions, and people didn't like that it was so active. It was more passively like helping your pawns fight. You were not a fighter. You were an illusionist to distract the enemies. But I think they're going to add more attacking skills to the illusion vocation. I want to see new shit for the magic bow, magic spear, more magic. I don't fucking know. I want to see more shit in new gear, and I think we're getting that. Oh my god.
Arisen.
Who is this gorgeous?
'Tis a burden I alone must shoulder.
Oh, maybe that's a pawn thing. 2026 October 9th. Okay, I have time. I have time to complete this game. Oh my god, fuck yeah, dude. Holy shit! I'm busting out of my fucking ass.
So,
Multiplayer.
Capcom released a huge title update for Dragon's Dogma 2 on all platforms. And look at it! Looks like a very long towel or a train. In this quick overview video, we'll go through the changes and new additions. I'm very excited to do this again. There will be a ton of Dragon's Dogma 2 things to discuss in the coming months now that the DLC has been announced, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, if you don't want to miss that. I've covered Dragon's Dogma 2 since its release, and there's so much more to come. We'll talk about the August update in a separate video that will come out this Friday. 6 skills instead of 4, mate. 6. Okay,
that was a huge problem with this game. You only had access to 4 skills. Not each class didn't provide only 4 skills. What I mean is during battle and like open world and whatever, when you have your class equipped, you can only use 4 skills from that class. When in reality, it was such a limiter to not include the rest of the skills or have more skill slots. That's amazing. Okay, that's really
good. Is already available, and it brings a ton of changes and additions. First of all, they've added an Eternal Fairy Stone that, well, you know what it does. It gives you unlimited teleportation between port crystals. It is automatically acquired after speaking with Captain Brandt during Seat of the Sovereign, and if you are past that quest in the story, you'll just receive it automatically. This is a massive change, and hopefully it's for the better. At the moment, I think the game doesn't really need it, but my guess is it will be crucial after the DLC, once we get more content and new areas. So,
yeah, so with the map we have now, an Eternal Fairy Stone isn't really needed. I'm sure people at this point have grinded it so much to where they have just like freaking endless amounts of fairy stones. But if the map is actually just bigger now, maybe we do need an Eternal Fairy Stone to just handle all this content. But
I have to wait and see. We'll see. Good change. Also, fairy stones now cost less to buy, 5k instead of 10k, and the selling price is now higher too, from a pathetic 99 gold to 500 gold. But it only really matters now until you get an Eternal Fairy Stone. But yeah, here you go. And it's honestly kind of funny. Itsuno's vision was all about, limited fast travel in Dragon's Dogma 1 as well. And then Dark Arisen came and they added Eternal Fairy Stone, and now the cycle kind of repeats. So, what's your...
I don't really know much about the past version of the game. Again, I'm mainly familiar with Dragon's Dogma 2. But yeah, the thing is, when it comes to the guy who made or is like the director of the game, or was, I'm not too sure about that anymore. He was really good at capturing like the adventurous kind of experience. And by adding limitations, it kind of puts you in that mode, that feeling like, oh, you need to really immerse yourself in the world to make progress. So like you can't just fucking fast travel everywhere forever. But honestly though, like there's only so much realism a game can have before it just becomes tedious. So I don't know how I'll feel about this. I'm not really too crazy. I don't think it's that important to really talk about. Because even with or without the Eternal Fairy Stone, the game is just... I feel immersed enough in the game.
Take on Eternal Fairy Stone. Do you think the game needs it right now? And next, a few stationary port crystals have been added into the game. One in Melve, and one in Checkpoint Rest Town, bloody finally, and one in Volcanic Island Camp, also bloody finally. In addition, completing the Monster Culling quest, the first quest you get from Brandt when you arrive at Vernworth, now also grants an extra port crystal. Another huge and long-awaited change is additions to photo mode. There's finally a free cam. The camera is not locked to the...
There are so... Okay, a common trend you're going to see this update, as a guess here, a lot of people use mods to create the experience they want for the game by adding their own free camera, by adding more slots to your skills so you can use more skills when you're playing the game. So I'm sure this update will kind of cancel the need to use most of these like optimization mods. But yeah, that's kind of what I think how the update will treat mods, I think. But there are some mods that when it comes to like having their own class, there are mods in the game that like literally provide their own classes to the game, or vocations, I guess is the best way to put it. I haven't tried them yet, but they just looked insane. Just insane.
Arisen, and it's such a good change. PC players could use Reframeworks free cam all this time, so this one is for our console friends. Congratulations, mates. Now give us more cool shots, eh? Next up, there's a new pawn specialization called Guardian. Guardian pawns will prevent random raids while accompanying the Arisen. Why would anyone want that? Give me all the raids. But also they can hold larger enemies before the Arisen joins combat, and they protect the camps and ox carts. The tome can be found in Nameless Village at the Apothecary, and also as a reward from specific quests. And one last thing that deserves...
It feels so surreal, I'm sorry for pausing, but it feels so surreal just hearing that this is a real thing for Dragon's Dogma 2, and we're actually getting an expansion. This feels like a fan-made thing. Like that's how surreal it feels to me, man.
Extra attention is the addition of toggles for helmets and dragon-forged patterns on equipment.
Wait, what? Add the option toggle display the pattern lights on equipment, turn it to woodfire. Add the option toggle display the head armor. Change the wording of the set to examine. Only option in button mashing. Okay, only option on 100 pounds to approach you and offer the services. Oh my god, yes, they're so fucking annoying. Add the option to enable high five. Why would you disable high fives from your pawns after battle? What the frick, man? Do you hate fun? Holy shit.
This is fantastic because those patterns look like, you know, your gear was covered in Vaseline and it was raining or something. And a lot.
I can understand having pawns not approach you saying, oh, let me accompany on your journey for like the 5 millionth time. But come on, man, disabling high fives for your pawns. Yo, if I catch you doing that shit, bro, you're gonna be like a fucking Scrooge. Holy shit.
Last but not the least, a toggle for wandering pawns harassment.
Holy
you can turn
shit,
that off now. Oh, and high fives can now be disabled, but why would you even do that to your monster?
That's what I'm saying! What the fuck? Why would you do that, man?
Finally, the dynamic wound system that was in the game but then got removed after one of the patches last year, probably by accident, is back, and it's awesome. Welcome back home, Dogma Brutality. And here's a death by 1,000 miscellaneous bug fixes, less impactful but very welcome nonetheless. Pawns will fall off cliffs less often. Barber services prices have been reduced. You can now teleport, use fairy stones from the map by clicking on the port crystal. Oxguard departure times have been extended from morning until evening. Stamina consumption while sprinting outside combat has been reduced, and loading an in-save after defeat no longer causes loss gauge accumulation. I'll spend more time playing the game after this patch and look for some sneaky changes.
Here's my thing. This expansion and update is really targeted towards the people who have been playing this game, you know, who have been dedicated to grinding this game out. When it comes to trying to get new people to play this game, I don't really think that's their goal. Believe it or not, Dragon's Dogma, like as a franchise, already has a lot of fans. Dragon's Dogma 2, I haven't checked the Steam player counts, but I'm sure it gets a lot of playtime. But if you want to get more new people in the game, just make content for the game, I guess like I am right now. But I think this expansion is more catered towards people who have been playing the game for a while. So when it comes to stuff like Eternal Fairy Stones or like just things that can like get rid of limitations because it was more tedious, I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with that because at this point you're not trying to have tons of millions of new players come in and get that like original limitation immersive experience, because the game without like limited fairy stones is immersive enough in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think the goal of this expansion is to get like tons of more people at the game, but just to kind of feed the people who have already been asking for more content about the game, you know, more content. I'm sorry if I'm wording that so weirdly. I low-key gotta practice like talking better. Yeah, English is my first language. I'm just stupid as a fucking dumb as a rock.
The official screenshot does have this and more text, so
adjustments and prime adjustments, rewards, top adjustments. Okay.
We'll see. I'm starting a fresh vanilla playthrough, and poor Gothic Remake is now that Toy Story meme toy, unfortunately. A few words and mods. I've disabled mine for now to get that vanilla feel again. And if your game is broken after the title update, make sure everything you've got is up to date, especially reframe work. I'll also monitor the mods situation and release a separate video if there's interest. Let me know if you need that. There were no performance improvements in this patch, which is honestly the biggest missing piece right now. According to Capcom, performance fixes are scheduled for the next title update in August, so we're still waiting on that one. Plus, these announced updates are big title updates. I won't be surprised if there are smaller patches in between, but we'll see. I'll update you as soon as something gets dropped or announced. Between the DLC announcement, this patch, and more updates already scheduled, Dragon's Dogma 2 finally feels like it's moving forward again. Anyway, what are you going to do while waiting for October? Are you starting?
My greatest hope about holy uggo. My greatest hope for the game. It's very optimistic and kind of unrealistic, but like I hope to see a Dragon's Dogma 3 and then Dragon's Dogma 3 Dark Arisen in the far future. Like I hope this franchise isn't dead after this. I hope after this expansion we keep adding more stuff. We keep going. And I don't know. The reason why a lot of people, the fans of the franchise, think it's all copium is because Capcom, I don't know why they don't care about this game. Because Dragon's Dogma as a franchise is really good. It is one of the best fantasy open world, not really RPG. I mean, no, there's definitely RPG elements, but it's not heavy stat building. It's like the way you build armor or make your weapon stronger is you go to different blacksmiths in different regions and they upgrade different parts of your weapon depending on the region you're in. Right, so that's why I think it's super cool. It's really fantasy based and immersive because if you go to the Elven Forest and you have your weapon upgraded and forged or reforged or whatever, your magic stats on that weapon get increased. No other game does it like Dragon's Dogma, man. Maybe Crimson Desert, I don't know, but when it comes to Crimson Desert, it's more steampunky in my opinion. But Dragon's Dogma, man, it's so good. I love this game purely from like just my heart, a fan's heart. Not because this is some trend, definitely not a trend. This is not that trendy. Definitely not from a content creator's perspective. Because I played this not wanting to record this. I played this game for myself, and it was. If this at least convinces you to play this game, play the game, I will tell you this: when I played this game for myself, it was so worth it. I felt like a kid again playing Final Fantasy for the first time. Final Fantasy 15 with Noctis. I felt like I was playing that for the first time. I'm like, bro, I'm 20, turning 21. I'm pretty young. I don't know about that actually. Nope, I'm getting old, bro. My back pains. But yeah, I mean, I was like in middle school when like Final Fantasy 15 was a thing. It just captures that same feeling you get when you play an open world fantasy game for the first time. Whether it's Zelda, Final Fantasy, wow, I haven't played a lot in a while actually. Oh my god. Like there's a shit ton out there. I mean, MMOs for one thing, right? Like RuneScape or some shit. But yeah, it's crazy. If you want to feel like a kid playing a video game who loves magic and fantasy and swords and shit, Dragon's Dogma is the game for you.
Getting a fresh new playthrough or slowly getting that level 999. Again, congrats everyone. This is historical shit right here. And
yes,
I'm so glad
I like
we're
this
all
guy.
here to witness.
I like this guy.
Nova out.